Wonderment. What does it mean to know Jesus as the Good Shepherd when the only places you've encountered sheep are at the petting zoos? How can I understand the promise of a land overflowing with honey when we buy ours in a bear-shaped bottle? Is it possible to grasp the urgency of Jesus' invitation to abide in the vine when we shop for grapes at a local grocery store? Join Pastor Chuck on a 4-week spiritual adventure taken from Margaret Feinberg's book, Scouting the Divine, that moves from reading the Bible to entering stories that can be touched, tasted, heard, seen, smelled, and savored, and in the process, discover for yourself the beauty and wonder of Scripture all over again.
Hi, RockChurch. Welcome to Wonderment Part 4, Finding God in Honey.
All right, RockChurch. As my daughter Savannah just informed you, we are in Part 4 of our Wonderment series, inspired by Margaret Feinberg's book, Scouting the Divine, My Search for God in Wine, Wool, Wheat, and Wild Honey. Today we're going to find God in honey. We're on location at our new friend Ben the beekeeper's home. We have a hive and some honeycomb, and we're going to take a look at some scripture. In fact, there are around 70 references in the Bible that relate to honey. In reading Feinberg's book, learned a lot about bees. We just spent some time talking with Ben about the hive that he has here. Found out that there are 3 types of bees. The queen, who supposedly either rules the hive or is the slave of the hive. Then there are the drones, which fertilize the queen, and then female worker bees, which have all kinds of different tasks, and they don't just do one task, they may do several of these tasks that are listed. All right, so we know they're multitaskers. Some act as a nurse bees who feed the older, younger larvae. We have fanning bees who keep the hive cool. Queen attendants, they feed and groom the queen. They feed the drones, seal the honey, build the honeycomb, pack the pollen, and carry the water. Some act as mortuary bees. They remove the dead bees and failed larvae from the hive. This prevents disease and enables cells within the hive to be recycled. At some point or another, the bees will act as guard bees. All right, they hang around the entrance of the hive and they attack invaders or thieves who try to steal from the hive. There are entrance guard bees that inspect the incoming bees to ensure they fulfill their mission of bringing back the pollen and the nectar. They monitor the scent of those who enter to make sure that they belong to the colony. Another troop hovers around the hive to monitor threats. What's interesting is I've been reading about bees and talking with Ben the beekeeper. It's really easy to see the correlation between bees and believers. The bees in their hive are working together for specific tasks. We, as a community of believers, we're all working with specific tasks and various tasks to build the kingdom. I want to take a look at Romans chapter 12, verses 3 through 13. Because of the privilege and authority God has given me, I give each of you this warning. Stay away from beehives. No, it doesn't say that. I give you this warning. Don't think you're better than you really are. Be honest in your evaluation of yourselves, measuring yourselves by the faith God has given us. Just as our bodies have many parts and each part has a special function, so it is with Christ's body. We are many parts of one body, and we all belong to each other. As you can see, all these bees swarming around me, they all belong to this colony that make up this hive. Verse 6 says, in His grace, God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. So if God has given you the ability to prophesy, speak out with as much faith as God has given you. If your gift is serving others, serve them well. If you're a teacher, teach well. If your gift is to encourage others, be encouraging. If it's giving, give generously. If God has given you leadership ability, take the responsibility seriously. And if you have a gift for showing kindness to others, it says do it gladly. Verse 9 says, don't just pretend to love others, Really love them. Hate what is wrong. Hold tightly to what is good. Love each other with genuine affection and take delight in honoring each other. Never be lazy, but work hard and serve the Lord enthusiastically. These bees don't appear to be lazy. They're all working together to fulfill their function and the role that they're currently in. As a pastor, I've had lots of different roles over the years. At one time, I used to babysit kids while ladies had a Bible study. There's been times where I've cleaned the church. I helped out with children's ministry. I served as a teacher to Sunday school. I was a youth pastor for about 5.5 years. Of course, now I'm a senior pastor. These bees all have roles, as we have roles. Okay, verse 12 says, rejoice in our confident hope. Be patient in trouble and keep on praying. When God's people are in need, be ready to help them. Always be eager to practice hospitality. The bottom line is this: we're all called to work together. There's lots of parts, one body. There are a lot of bees swarming around here. There's one hive. They're fulfilling their function. They're fulfilling their purpose. They're producing honey. We have responsibilities. We have roles. We have functions. We want to serve well. And when we all do it together, and we do it in unity, and we do it gladly, when we accept the roles and responsibilities that God has given us, the end result is sweet. And that pun is intended. All right, there you have it. Wonderment Part 4, Finding God in Honey. One final word: behave. Oh, hey, hey. Ah, 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 ah.